Hello, welcome to another episode of Tom's Tube Chan. Today we're going to talk about these guys. The Gartpot 4000 mAh 2S Lipo battery. They're 50C and apparently fit perfectly into Tamiya chassis. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to give them a charge, see how well they charge, test them all out straight out of the box and see what we get from them. So carry on watching if you're interested. Okay, so let's have a look at these batteries. I ordered this off of Amazon. They come up on Amazon quite rarely. At the moment they're on Amazon at $19.99 when I bought them. So pretty good value for a 2S 4000 mAh battery. Let's have a look as they come. Little instruction manual. I suggest if you're new to Lipo batteries you have a read of these guys, but we will talk a little bit about charging the batteries. I have another video talking about how to charge your Lipo batteries and how to store them. If you check out the rest of my channel, I'll put a link underneath for that. Okay, so they come in quite a nice box, pretty well packaged. Come with a handy little battery strap. We'll take that off. And there we go. The Gartpot 4000 mAh 7.4 volt 50C battery 2S. And they come with a Dean's connector, it looks like a high quality one, and a balance charger port as well. There we go. So far feels pretty good. Nice pack, nice hard case, which is always handy if you're starting out with lipos. Usual rules to apply to these guys as well. So like I said, check out my other video if you're new to lipos and want to know how to deal with them. So let's see how they fit in several different Tamiyas. So first up, let's try it on the Lunchbox. At the moment I've got a standard NIM battery in there, so we can compare that size to this new one. Now, the only trouble with Tamiya is they haven't really updated where their batteries go. So the only batteries that really fit are the NIMs. There are some other Lipo batteries that fit. They're quite expensive and not really worth the hassle. I'm going to take the shell off. Okay, so there's the battery in there. This is just a standard NIM in there. Let's disconnect that. Like so. So here is a NIM battery. You can see it's quite battered. It's got a little bit of electrical tape just holding it around the edges. It's quite well used. There is nothing wrong with NIMs obviously, but they do discharge a bit quicker. They don't really seem to hold their voltage as long as these guys. So let's have a quick look. So just comparing, just size to size basically. First things that's quite obvious is they're a little bit more at the top there. About the same in that size there. So far so good. Let's see how well it fits into the Lunchbox body chassis. There we go. Okay, so far so good. Fits pretty good in that body there. Actually a little bit tighter than the NIM, but that's a good thing. We don't want it bouncing around everywhere. Now as you can see on this particular battery it's got a Dean's connector. This Lunchbox has a standard Tamiya connector as it were. So as a bit of a cheat we can use this adapter which converts from a Tamiya connector to Dean's. Get it right way around. Like so. We just need to turn this guy on. And there we go. Now this battery I haven't charged, I haven't done anything with yet, so it should be on a storage charge, but we'll move on to that later. If you're using Lipo batteries, there are two ways you can manage them. If you want to learn more about managing your Lipo batteries when connecting to a standard Tamiya, please watch my other video. Again, the link will be below. Okay, so we know the battery fits well, which is great. Let's try it on something else. The next one we're going to try it on is the Ryzen Fighter. They have a really small compartment at the bottom. It's really fiddly, so let's see how we get on with this guy. So we take our new battery. Now I'm pretty sceptical about this one. I don't think it's going to fit, but we'll see. Push those cables back in as far as we can. Now the problem is not so much the size of this battery, but the fact that it has so many long cables. Now you could probably shorten the cables if you wanted to. It's quite straightforward if you're good with soldering iron. Now see, the problems I've got here is that it really doesn't want to squeeze in, so let's try something else. Push that in there, and push that up there. At this stage we just want to see if the battery fits. You could probably cut away a bit of the chassis to actually make it fit a bit easier. I have used other Lipos in this particular car before. There we go, so we can get that in like that. And see if it goes in. Now the thing is, this is even tight with a NIM battery, so here we go. Let's put the cover back on. It's a little bit tight. Also helps if you put it up the right way. There we go. Now what we should be able to do is reach in there and connect it up. So I would say that fits, and that's pretty well. Although it's tight, it will fit. And there we go. Let's move on to the next guy. Okay, so next on the Tamiya list is the Madball. Now we have two Madballs. This is my daughter's one, and my son has this one as well. Here we go. So today what we're going to do is just use this one. Okay. So again, we've got a NIM in there at the moment. Take off the little battery area there. Pop this guy in. Again, the Madball is again quite a tight fit, and with all those cables as well, can sometimes be a bit of a mission. But again, I think that's a good fit, like so. And the good thing is it's actually much tighter than the NIM battery, so it shouldn't be rocking about all over the place. That's a good result. Okay, before we begin charging our battery, or batteries, let's give them a little check with the battery checker just to make sure they're all okay. These are really handy to have. You can check your batteries, check the voltage on them, etc, etc. By all rights, these guys should be on storage charge when they come to you brand new. So we just plug this guy in, get a little beep, and there we go. Charged about halfway. And if we cycle through the cells, it's 2 cells, 3.8 about each, so about 50%. So when we've charged that, that should be around 100%. Let's check the other battery as well. So brand new, out of the box. Yeah, okay, slightly different. There we go. So let's get on with charging them. Okay, so we have our battery charger set up, ready to charge. We have to select Lipo battery, and we want to change that to Lipo balance charge. Today we're doing a full charge on these batteries to get them ready for use, and you can already see it's set to 4.0 amps, which basically means that because we have 4,000 milliamp batteries, that's what we charge them at. So it should take about an hour to charge them fully. And we'd set them onto 7.4 volts 2S. So we plug in our battery. Here's our first guy. Plug it in like so, with the battery connector and the balance charge connector. And we press start, press and hold start. The battery charger will confirm that it's a 2S battery, and press enter and start. And we're not going to watch that charge for an hour. We'll come back in a little while to see how well that's gone. Okay, so the batteries are now charged. I've done both of them, and you can see the result on the charger. I'll just bring this a bit closer. So you can see that it says Lipo balance full, 8.4 volts, 1776 milliamps. Now what that means is basically that Lipo batteries storage charge is about halfway full, so that is the amount of amps that have been put onto the battery. So if we were to run it down to 3.8 volts on each cell, that would be halfway down the charge. So what we'll do is we'll just stop that, and we'll just do a quick check on the batteries just to see how well they've charged. Okay, so this is the first battery. You can see that's 98%, 8.3 volts, which is perfect. Now the good thing about Lipo batteries is they charge to 8.3 volts. And when they discharge about 7.4. Okay, so basically you're gonna, and the discharge rate is much slower than that of a NIM, so you will get a lot longer runtime generally. So let's just check the other one. And again, about the same on that battery as well. So what we'll do now is we'll run it in a couple of cars in the garden, as we're on lockdown at the moment, and see what the results are afterwards. on, Image. So the run is now complete. The cars did really well, you could see them really quick. The kids love running them in the garden. So result basically for those batteries. Let's have a look and see how well they did on discharging. We managed about 20 minutes to half an hour out there today, and the alarms didn't go off on the Lipo alarms, and the cars just kept on running. So let's see where we're at. Okay, so here's the two batteries, both run similar times. Let's have a look. Okay, so the first one we can see showing about 7.9 volts, about 71% left. So that's after about 20-30 minutes running around the garden. Obviously not totally flat out all the time, but I think that's a pretty good result. So you'd probably see another 15-20 minutes at least run time on that one. And also at the moment it's just discharged just to about storage levels, so that's pretty good. And the other one, there we go, showing 49%, so about the same, a little bit more discharge maybe, 7.7, so again at around storage charge, which is perfectly fine. So thanks very much for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the video as much as I enjoyed making it. If you like what you see in the video, the links are down below. If you want to give us a like and a subscribe, fantastic. See you next time. Bye bye.